Hello, I think this is working. I will just wait. Can anybody just confirm? Anybody watching, just that you can hear me? I'm just messing around with the audio very quickly. Let me have a look. Hello. Hello. Yes, that's working. So, hello and welcome everybody to Season 2, the opener in this league, Premier Racing League. A great friend of mine, Jay Hawes, currently racing in the Ferrari. Previously did a little bit of commentary in Season 1, so there are some familiar faces on the grid this evening with the 17 drivers out in the season open. It's a great turnout, hopefully leading to what will be a great race this evening. So, yeah, again, it is Premier Racing League this evening, the season opener round Albert Park. We are just riding on board with one of the new drivers this season, Bonnie Hun, in the Red Bull. We're just seeing Hazard, an all-time favourite of the league, put it in provisional pole with almost a 119 flat there by the Haas driver. As we can see, plenty of mixed drivers in terms of console. We've just seen Bonnie Hunt just go a little bit too wide. I think that is an invalidation from the Red Bull driver with a good, let's say, yeah, he's back on the recharge now. Maybe looking to have another go at the second lap, or will he dive in? TJ McGowan, he's an old face in PRL. He's just put it 3 tenths faster than Hazard. Bonnie Hunt's going to go around and attempt a lap with only about a third or so ERS. Let's hop on board with Jimmy Jags. He's coming around now. He's got an invalidation. Let's see where DMT is going to put it. He's also a new driver now. About to hit that just after that new part of the track, Albert Park. Oh, we've got him. He's just let one of the Alpines go through. There's going to be an Alfa Romeo coming through as well. He's going to dive to the right side. He's just braking. Lets the Alfa Romeo through there. DMT set another lap. Next time round, we've got Jay Thompson taking pole there. 118.1, one of the Williams drivers there. We've got an Alpine coming through. Is it F1ology? It is. Coming through now over the line. Don't think it's going to be good enough for pole. He's going to be about 1.5 seconds off the pace. Roughly, it's going to be P8 for the Alpine driver. DMT, as I said, sticking it, just letting a couple of people through. 1:34. That won't be a true lap respective of his pace. We've got the 2 Red Bull drivers coming through now. Bonnie Hun is just setting his time. It is. He is diving into the pits though. So we've got Blackbone and Krez Janos coming around. Krez about to cross the line. What's it going to be for the AlphaTauri? And it is P1, the first driver to break the 118 to 117.956. A great lap from the AlphaTauri. Honing is in a Danny Rick there. His teammate, however, Blackbone, let's see whereabouts he is. He's got an invalidation currently, so he'll need to go back round. I think he is just charging that ERS up for second attempt. The tyres obviously will be a little bit more worn, or maybe a little bit warmer than those that just do the standard 1 out lap. Put a quality lap in and then in the following lap. But Blackbone's going to have a full battery. He is coming in to the pits though. He isn't going to attempt on and probably put some fresh softs on. Let's have a look and see. He's like just going past Jay Halls there. One of the McLarens. Is it Jimmy Jags? It is not Jimmy Jags. It is DMT. He's just put his lap of 1:19.6 on. As I said, that is on the extra lap. Old tyres, I'm pretty sure. 2 laps yet. Let's see, we've got one of the only drivers. We've got Daedric Prinz and JB. The 2 drivers, JB, just setting a purple sector 1 there. We want to keep an eye on these 2 drivers who are still set their first qualifying lap of this season. We've got Daedric Prinz letting people go, so he won't set one. Let's have a look. JB. See how his sector 2 squares up against the rest of the drivers. I don't think. There was a purple sector there for JB in sector 2. But let's have a look at the Williams driver now as he comes through Prost. Up onto the pit straight now. Back end does get very twitchy around this corner if you are not running full traction. Let's see what it is for the Williams driver. Good enough for the second row. So Williams, great showing in this first stint of quali here. Having a driver on both the front 2 rows, Jay Thompson and JB. In terms of constructors running the show here this evening, Alfa Romeo, RJ Blair and RN. The old guard are up there with them. Obviously with the lap now of Blackbone. See if he can stick it up with his teammate. But Jay Hawes, the driver, known for his pace. I believe the league owner sets a purple sector 1. 50% of the battery usage gone in that Ferrari as he comes into turn 11 and 12 now. It's a purple sector 2 for Jay Hawes. Could he be sticking this on pole? Round hill into Ascari now. Very nicely done now. Into Stewart, shifting down ever so slightly. So now into Prost and up into that pit straight. Does he manage to keep that back end of the Ferrari stick? He does. This could be a great time from Jay Hawes here. Is it pole? It is pole indeed. It's a 1:17.3, almost 6-7 tenths almost ahead of the AlphaTauri of Krezjanos. He's now on an outlap. Here he is, Krezjanos. Is he going to get in the Haas driver's way? Oh, there's maybe a little bit of impeding there. Who is the Haas driver there? Where is it? Is it Hazard? It could well have, I think it was Hazard. Possibly attempting a lap that could have been ruined there by Krezjanos. Speaking of the devil, very lucky not to invalidate there in turn 2. Does give you a little bit of leeway there. It is the exit of Brabham. JB has left the session. Maybe just a slight internet connection issue. Hopefully get the Williams driver back into the lobby, and we've just seen Bonnie Hun there in the Red Bull stick it only a 1/10.5, just under a 1/10.5 behind Jay Hawes now. We've got Simon Varsfan with a severe, I think that may have just been him that Krezjanos just passed possibly. Krezjanos right up behind this McLaren. Now is the McLaren going to let him through? They're not. I think he's going to fight, possibly slowed him down a little bit there. Oh, and Krezjanos almost lost it at the pit straight there. Just dabbling those tyres a little bit too close to that wall, onto the curb. Still 1/100th off being 2 tenths faster. Still only good enough for P3 though. Red Bull in pits now. Phonology, is he going to come round? He's about 10th and a half. Slower. Quite severely, 40 seconds, almost 41 seconds slower, sorry. But I believe this will be his attack lap. Very, very sketchy through Brabham there. Down goes the Alpine driver into White Ford. Takes it very deep and got himself an invalidation for his troubles as well. He's just skipping those corners now to get back to the pits as fast as possible there. Alfa Romeo coming across the line. He's just coming into the pits. We've got Haas coming across. And that's Hazard just finishing his out lap. The other Haas driver, David Prinz, will just be starting his as well. So we've got a Mercedes on track. It's not. It is TJ McGowan out on track. So it goes TJ McGowan, Hazard. We've got one of the Red Bulls. It'll be Stinky Pinky on his outlap. JB back in the lobby. That is good news. Hopefully, JB's gone again. Hopefully this Ferrari isn't on. He's only on outlap, so that does not matter too much. So, as I said, it is TJ McGowan and the Haas of Hazard and the next drivers to cross the line. So let's see where TJ McGowan puts this Mercedes through. Prost he goes up to the pit straight. What is his time going to be? It is almost half a second faster. It's P6 for TJ McGowan now. Let's have a look and see Hazard. Where's Hazard? Just through the exit force up to the pit straight, and we've got a Mercedes driving backwards. Mr. Cookie going the wrong way. Disqualified from the session. He's on intermediates. Is this going to cause a collision on the pit straight maybe? No. Luckily, nothing too severe for the other drivers there, though I'm not too sure what's going to happen to Mr. Cookie. The yellow flags are for that Mercedes, possibly. I'm not too sure why he went out on intermediate tyres. Let's have a look, see. According to me, Stinky Pinky is a driver on a hot lap at the moment. Got the Ferrari. JB retiring from the session. That is a pit lane retirement. Stinky Pinky now. So that Ferrari of Simon Basfon are also on a fast lap. Ferrari, Simon's just we've gone very, very wide from Stinky Pinky there. Simon Basfon through Prost as well, sticking it into the pits. Is that going to be both pit lanes? Yes, it is, from the from the Ferrari, sorry, and the Red Bull drivers. Let's have a look at Blackbone. He now done very well to stick it up there with his teammate. But Jay Hawes still currently ruling the roost with his 1:17.318. See what this Alpha Tower driver can do. I believe he is one of the newer drivers to the server, coming up to that tight 11 and 12, where there's lots of time to be made and lost. Get too greedy on the exit, will spin. Up the hill he goes, now down into Ascari. I believe he's slowed up. I don't even believe this is his outlap. This could just be the end of his outlap, sorry. Does have a full battery. Here he goes. I think now this will be his push lap. His teammate though, Krezjanos, on the attack, on the push lap. Battery depleted now, up to that vital 11 and 12. We just watched his teammate. It's a little bit wide on the curves. It does very well not to lose control up the hill now. I say into that tight right-hander, almost a 90-degree. Does not want to touch that red part of the curb into a Ascari. Very nice, and just shifts down nicely down into third for Prost. Not careful, very careful not to clip any of the corners. Sorry, 4 into 5 on the exit, full throttle. DRS wide open. Where is it going to be for Krezjanos? Is it going to be 117? It is good enough for P2, just 400ths. Less than that, sorry, 3.5 hundredths behind J Hall's AAA in the Ferrari. Krezjanos very, very close now with only 30 seconds to go. That will be his only attempt, unless with only a third of his battery he can somehow manage to put a time in. We've got a Alpha Tauri, is it, crossing the line? Renault, sorry. Oh, and that is Bonnie Hunt invalidating. No time from him. Looking at Hazard now. He's set up purple sector 1. J Hawes, whereabouts is he on track? He's also set a purple sector 1, so it's Hazard, J Hawes, there's a McLaren behind him. DMT, Simon Barsafan then below him as well. The next couple to cross the line. Hazard now choosing to stay in 6th gear, now into Prost, dipping that right tyre onto the grass. Is that going to cost him a little bit of traction? Maybe it does now. Through, up into the pit straight, DRS wide open to Hazard now. Where is he going to put it? Hazard not good enough to make any form of improvement. J Hawes also not good enough to make any form of improvement. It's going to be Stinky Pinky. Is there going to be any improvement from the Red Bull driver to get him into the top 10? I think there is. It is just by 3 places there. The Red Bull is Stinky Pinky 118.3. Good enough to get him into P9. RJ Blair, he's marginally better. I think there was a slight change. RJ Blair, good enough for P4. Sticking him on the second grid with a late lap there. Using the track to its limit, at its oddest, where there's plenty of worn rubber already down on the track. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. J Hawes taking us away only 3.8 hundredths. Oh, sorry, 38 thousandths of a second in front of Krezjanos. We've got Bonnie Hunt in P2. RJ Blair with a great lap there to round us off for qualifying in P4. We've got Hazard from Thompson, from Blackbone, from Jacolaco, from TJ McGowan, from Stinky Pinky, JB, Daedric Prince, RN, Jimmy Jags, DMT, Simon Barsafan, F1ology, and then we had the very strange disqualification of Mr. Cookie there. Somewhat spotted the Mercedes facing the wrong way on the intermediate tyres. Unfortunate for the Mercedes driver. Just waiting to see what sort of weather we have here at Albert Park this evening. Historically, it does tend to get a bit moist. One can hope that would lead to an interesting race, but just allowing the drivers time to make those last minute tweaks to their cars. For those drivers that are watching, they'll be aware that you can only make certain changes to the cars. Some are locked in from the moment you take part in qualifying and that car goes out on track. There we have it, the drivers lining up. There's the race strategy for all the viewers. All those on softs around lap 12 to 14, so they can stretch these tyres a considerable amount comparing to some tracks. I know certain street tracks, you can normally get about 5 laps out of a pair of softs. But there we have it. The soft runners are Daedric Prince and TJ McGowan in the middle of the pack. Mr. Cookie and JB somehow thinking that they can go along on those hards. Mr. Cookie, obviously, for those wondering the reason why he's in 16 and not 18 for DNFing, or DSQing, sorry, was that Simon Barsfan and F1ology had a 5-place grid penalty. I believe it was a collision in qualifying that had caused that, so that's why they've been shunted to the back row as such. So we are watching JR's just take us away. In terms of who to watch, I think we'll have to have a look. Maybe. RJ Blair following his great qualifying lap. Whoa, RJ Blair very close to the back of Bonnie on there. Cross. There we go. Cars line up now for the long-awaited Season 2 of Premier Racing League. Let's see how these first couple of cars attempt through Jones and Brabham. Couple of drivers there. Krezjanos missing out on his grid box. Couple of disqualifications. We're right on board with RJ Blair now. Season 2, Race 1, Albert Park. And we're off, and it's a somewhat lacklustre start from RJ Blair. Jay Thompson making a place behind him. Bonnie Hunt goes straight down the outside of RJ Blair. Now looking down on the back of the pack, there seems to be a relatively clean race. A lot of people jumping up and down. Hazard lost 4 places, down to Jack Olacco. Simon Barsfan making up a place or 2 on the exit of Brabham possibly. But it all seems relatively clean in lap 1. As we said, that Mr. Cookie, a 3-second time penalty already. Let's have a look and see what's happening down the back of the pack now. See Jay Thompson right behind RJ Blair. Is there going to be a move down into turn 11 and 12? I don't think there is. He thinks better of it. These 3 drivers, Stinky Pinky, TJ McGowan. Oh, we've got a car around. It is TJ McGowan, just as we said it. The driver's name spun on the exit of 12 now as the cars come down, up the hill, down into Ascari now. Jay Thompson down the inside of RJ Blair. Into Prost, gets the move done. A lot of these cars still very, very close together. Bonnie Hunt now just only half a second behind Jay Hawes. Down the pit straight they go. Jay Thompson is right up the rear of that AlphaTauri. Krezjanos, Jones and Brabham, everything's clean so far. Through white 4, now into 4 and 5. So we've got DMT and TJ McGowan all the way at the back. The rest of the grid still within DRS. Doesn't Seems to be an agreed Esphanology and JB swapping places down for 15 and 16 there. I think that is DMT out of the session. Is that going to be a VSC? It is. There's going to be a lot of cars backing up there. Very, very close. Hopefully no drivers losing the wings. That was a VSC. Takes us round. Let's just have a look at the position changes, the winners and losers so far of this race. We're just about to finish off, or start a third lap, sorry. One driver gone DMT in the McLaren. There are only 2 of the 18 drivers, or 17 drivers remaining that have actually maintained their grid starting position. That is our league, our race leader, sorry, Jay Hawes. I've got Aaron and Daedric Prince swapping places. I'm not too sure what's going on there. VSC ending just... Sorry, that was my apologies. Virtual safety car has actually just come in. Seems to have caught them napping Jackalacco from Red now. Already a 2-second gap between those 2 drivers. Almost separates them into 2 separate races now. The top 10 and back 7. See how Jay Thompson is getting on his pursuit to the front row. DRS wide open for the Williams driver. He goes down the outside, up the hill, in to Ascari, and it appears, yes it did. Krezjanos went extremely deep down the inside. Bonihun span himself and in turn has come round and collected Jay Thompson. Now, is there going to be any wing damage for the Williams driver? The Aston, there's another virtual safety car. I don't think there is any damage on the Williams, otherwise he'd be making advantage of that VSC coming into the box. Krezjanos all the way down 13 places, had a front row position and is now on the second to last row, P15. And we'll pay attention a little bit more of this virtual safety car. Hazard picking up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually give us when the virtual safety car is ending, it just gives us a green track. That is what we'll watch out for. Slowing down for the Delta now. And there it is, green track, we are racing again. Jay Hawes, almost a 2-second gap between him and P2 now. Still a great battle for P3. RJ Blair holding off Stinky Pinky and Blackbone, sorry, not Backbone. A couple of these drivers up, down positions from where they started. Jackalacco now and Jay Hawes, the only 2 drivers to maintain their good place. As we head into lap 5 through White Ford. Jackalacco goes, following Jay Thompson. So having that slight mishap has done wonders. We can just see him all the way weaving behind Hazard. See how close he gets. Will he try and make the move before turns 11 and 12? Really a battle of who has the higher wings. Hazard burning their battery a little bit more. 11 and 12 up the hill they go now. Here he comes, Jay Thompson down the inside of the Haas. Has the move done, he just does click that red corner does enough to keep the car straight on the exit. Down into Prost now. The move's done, but a little bit of a wobble. Jay Thompson now attempting to assault the rear of the AlphaTauri. Bonnie Hunt sets the new fastest lap, almost a 1:21 flat on the medium compound. Through Jones and Brabham. Thompson goes. Stinky Pinky and RJ Blair still going at it for P3. The Red Bull driver getting backed up in the drive behind. Jimmy dragged to the 5-second penalty there. Also, Blackburn and Jay Thompson behind the Red Bull. With Stinky Pinky now. DRS wide open. Is it going to be a double overtake? Or double position lost? It's not. The AlphaTauri very, very close. Squeezes. Very, very close there. The Red Bull driver very, very lucky not to have succumbed to some damage, but loses out 2 positions. Jay Thompson and Blackburn now up for P4 and 5. Jay Thompson, one of the faster drivers in this league that I have seen race personally, looking to make moves to get himself back into that podium spot. Let's see. Still within that 1 second DRS range of the car in front. However, Blackburn with the DRS on RJ Blair. There is a little bit of a DRS train forming now into lap 7. Oh, speaking of RJ Blair, where has he lost it? He's lost it on the exit of turn 12. A corner that's collected many a wing in league racing. Krezjanos and RJ Blair both down 11 places from where they started. And that's given Stinky Pinky a bit of breathing room. Oh, and Jackalacco, he just quit DNF. He's up the pit straight. He's lost it on the turn after Prost, so it's the last corner of the lap. A corner, as we were just saying, the exit of turn 12 in Australia has caught many people out. The last driver almost getting absolutely sideswiped by Burt Mylander there in the safety car. That would have been a fun appeal to deal with for the stewards. But Jackalacco, as I said, losing it on that last corner of the lap. It's going to bring the safety car in, out, sorry, on the track. Obviously, Daedric Prinz, the only soft runner, making those 3 places up on the track. I think he is going to be one of the drivers to come in and change those soft tyres. Could he possibly have pulled a blinder? He could go into the hards, and possibly, I reckon he'd be able to see the hards out to the end of this race. A lot of the medium runners could also do that as well, but you'd be giving up, you know, tyres which still have the best life to give yet, I'd say. It's all about track position. We've seen a couple of overtakes around Albert Park this evening. It's not the easiest track to overtake on. Daedric Prinz, he is going to dive into the pits with F1ology behind him. I think it is pretty much everyone into the pits except from Mr. Cookie. So Mr. Cookie takes the lead on those 8 lap old hard tyres.
Krasjanos staying out on those mediums. Very, very mixed strategies, but Simon Varsfan, RN and Jay Thompson all pitting for the soft tyres. So they're either expecting another safety car or they'll have to stop again, most certainly. Krasjanos, he will also have to stop, as will Cookie and RJ Blair. I think everyone else could see this through all the way to the end now. So just looking up and down the grid, we do have a couple of race winners, past race winners in PRL. So aside from the obvious, Ren has won a couple of races, Hazard also. Mr. Cookie, well within winning a race himself. Another lap behind the safety car. I think this should be the last one. So I always say 10 laps. Just around a third of the way gone through this race. 2 drivers have binned it. And we've got Jay Thompson leaving the session. Safety car is in this lap as Cookie leads us away now. When will he choose to go? Possibly just after Prost. Make the drivers make that horrible last turn. Going to keep weaving that car. There's a full traction just as the corner ends. No, he's holding him. He's holding Jay Hawes, but now he goes. He's gone. Jay Hawes is on his tail, but Krasjanos is on the tail of Jay Hawes now. Down into turn 1. Krasjanos and Jay Hawes weaving side by side. No moves made in. Oh, but Ren and Jay Thompson swapping positions. We've got RJ Blair ignoring a yellow flag there. Blackbone making an absolute storming move up in to P4 for the AlphaTauri now. Let's have a quick look at the positions that they've gained. So Cookie will need to stop again, no doubt about that. Ferrari Jay Hawes just going down the inside fairly easy there of Mr. Cookie. The extra grip that Ferrari has might just be benefiting at the moment. Janos. Now, the pairing of the AlphaTauris, you've got a Williams and a Red Bull, I think it is. Bonnie Hunt and Jay Thompson going side by side. Jay Thompson was such a better exit out of Ascari. Down the inside. Has the move done easily for Prost. The Williams absolutely tearing this grid up. Onto the back of the AlphaTauris now. What a beautiful camera view with Blackbone on the back of his teammate now. Janos, but Jay Thompson going through. We got Mercedes round it in the background. TJ McGowan. But is that both AlphaTauris done for the Williams? It is. But we've got almost 3 or 4 drivers side by side now. Bonnie Hunt is trying to make moves. Janos going down. Overtaken by Wren, Bonnie Hunt, Blackbone and Thompson all in the matter of a couple of corners. F1ology out of the session. Yellow flags in sectors 1 and 3. I think we've got a safety car out on track. We do, ladies and gentlemen, another safety car. Some nail-biting racing there. Wren missing out on that safety car. I'm not too sure what happened to him. DMT left the session. Oh, he's already out, that doesn't matter. But TJ McGowan there didn't quite see what happened to him, bar the back camera shot of the Mercedes binning it into the wall. I believe it was exactly where Jack Lacko had lost it only a couple of laps previously to bring out the first safety car. But Jay Thompson there, Blackbone and Janos up that pit lane straight. Amazed to see all drivers still in it. A lot of the drivers at the back of the grid will be back into the pits, I reckon. Medium tyres maybe to the end. JBR, Jay Blair, Simon, Cookie all thinking the same. Hold on a second, ladies and gents, got somebody at the door. Ladies and gents, somebody at the doer, but just rejoining the grid through Cross, so we'll have one more lap of the safety car being out on track. Been a very, very intense couple of laps when there's been racing to watch. Let me just try and get a little bit more views and pop this in my league.
Get a couple more viewers in, more constant viewers as well. They like what they see in the league. We do have only 5 drivers with time penalties. 3 are 3 seconds, 2 are 6 seconds. The safety car given its usual announcement that it's coming in that 11 and 12 chicane. So halfway through the race, 4 drivers are no longer with us. They've left us to be with the paddock gods, the interviewing demons, asking what went wrong today. Toto screaming at TJ. Zach slapping DMT with a wet fish. The Alpine and the Aston Martin at direct side, do not know, but here we are through this last corner. Jay Hawes is going to hold us, and Jay Hawes has gone. Yet again, it's going to be a very, very, very tight shot down this pit lane. No one's going to be able to get the better of each other there, I don't believe. I think they've all got the same mentality of everyone burning that ERS, sorry. But Jay Thompson, we're going to have to ride on board with this gentleman and see how he attacks Jay Hawes from the front. We've got RJ Blair, 5-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag, but very, very strange. Maybe overtaken too early. But the soft tyres, Jimmy Jack right behind Hazard as well, through, coming up to turns 11 and 12. The new and updated part of Albert, bit of Albert Park, RJ Blair. Oh, he's going to be so close, he's going to get boxed in. He's boxed in with the Haas, he tries to dive down the inside, is going to be any move, any space. The Haas driver does just enough. Kresianos leaves him enough space though to avoid any contact on the exit of turn 12. Up the hill they go now, down into Ascari. RJ Blair, sorry, eats that red curb and spins it. Alfa Romeo, sorry, I always get them mixed. Alfa Romeo of RJ Blair all the way down at the back of the grid now. After losing it on that corner, Ascari, if you do clip that red part of the curb on that right hand side, it does tend to have that as part of the consequence. Jay Hall's setting the fastest lap on those 7-lap old hard tyres. Daedric Prince going down the outside almost of Kresianos there, forcing Simon Basfan onto the back of the Alfa Tauri. He's going to squeeze, there's almost 3 wide down into White Ford, I think it is. Turns 4 and 5, I think Kresianos is still just ahead. Daedric Prince has lost out to both those drivers now. Down back into P12, some great battles down at the back of the pack, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Cookie, he's also only a couple of tenths behind Jimmy Jags. Let's see what he can do. There's about 3 or 4 cars very close to each other now into turns 11 and 12. There's about 7 of them there. Over to P4. Here comes Mr. Cookie now. He's going to go around the outside, down the inside. Not too sure. Jimmy Jags putting that McLaren right in the middle of the track, taking back the braking zone. Through Ascari they go. Haas and... Oh, Hazard and Jimmy Jags. No, is it Jimmy Jags? Stinky Pinky and Jimmy Jags, sorry, have collided on... I think it was the one before Prost. Connor before Prost it was. Bonnie Hunt and Blackbone going at it again down into turn 1. Sorry, we're missing a couple of overtakes. We've got McLaren into the pit. Jimmy Jags going to be out. A Red Bull following him. A Stinky Pinky. Hazard and Cookie going side by side. Cookie getting the overtake done, I believe, into White York. 4 and 5 now. Into turn 6. Hazard already dropping off the pace. You've still got Thompson trying to hold on to the back of Jay Hawes. They'll still ride about 50% ERS. Thompson just using that DRS to clamber back some time. Is he going to possibly try and make a move now on the exit of 12? Up the hill they go. No ERS used. Into Ascari, just very careful not to hit that red part of the curve. They both do wonderfully well there. Oh, and RJ Blair! Not another safety car, hopefully. It's a VSC. Where's RJ Blair gone? The exit of 12. The corner that seems to be getting everyone this evening. That and the last corner of the lap. A lot of people seem to be unable to keep that car going. In a straight line, sorry. Unless it's going towards the wall, evidently for some people. Ren and Hazard, the drivers in the pits, taking advantage of that virtual safety car. It is only a VSC as it stands though. No full safety car on track at the moment. Yet again, we'll have to wait for the green tracks. We in the comments box don't get any notification. DRS is enabled, we are go. Flatbone, I think he got such a better start. A virtual safety car now, just clambering back to time now on the Red Bull ahead of him. Coming into that 11 and 12. A lot of people lost it just by doing exactly what Blackburn did, just hitting that corner. Exited the chicane too hard on the curb. It's quite easy to lose that back end now, as you said. Just be very careful not to hit the red part of the curb there. Also, the last thing you'd want is to do what RJ Blair did. Here we have a three-way battle. 4 P3. Up the pit straight they come now. Down into Jones. And the exit of Brabham. Oh, that Mercedes looking very, very twitchy, Mr. Cookie. DRS wide open now, heavy on that brake into White Ford. Now 4 and 5, which is the full throttle if you can just angle that car correctly. Now into 6 and 7 into the famous Lauda corner. They go. Let's have a look now. 11 and 12. They all still remain very, very close to each other. The Mercedes still looks very, very overpowering. Up into P3. The Mercedes goes very easily down the outside of Mr. Cookie, goes off Bonnie Hun. That will already about half a second or so in that lap, in that corner, sorry, so they've got a yellow flag. That is Simon Barsafan who has spun it. It's just, see, he's lost it on Ascari just like RJ Blair did only a couple of laps prior. Cookie goes for the fastest lap with a 1:25.73. Driving forward at 3. Ren will look back at this 3-car battle. This Cookie, despite setting the fastest lap, is still under a great amount of pressure from the Alpha Tauri and the Red Bull. Through Lauda they go. Mercedes taking a very wide line there on the exit of Lauda. The gap only now 2.5 tenths into that 11 and 12 chicane. Bonnie Hun looks to be ready to make a move on Mr. Cookie. Keeping that ERS for later on. It's amazing what happens when you look at other drivers in league race, and a lot of drivers that you come across will burn 100% of the ERS in about 3 or 4 laps. With 9 laps remaining, we have had a couple of safety cars, but with 9 laps remaining, we've got Bonnie Hun We've got Jay Thompson into the pits, probably another set of softs now. I'll give Jay Hawes a comfortable buffer for the lead. Jay Thompson and mediums. At the back now of this little train as such. Bonnie Hunt now over a second behind Mr. Cookie. He's trying to make use of that ERS, possibly trying to gap himself a couple of seconds. Those 6 seconds probably going to do him over. Eventually we've got yellow flags in sector 1. It is the Ferrari. Simon Barsafan, is there a wing still on that Ferrari? There is both end plates as well, so hopefully no pit stop for Simon and he can keep that point to the end of the race, hopefully. Right on board with the battle, hopefully Blackbone and Bonnie Hunt now through Prost and the last corner of the lap fairly smoothly now, just not riding perfectly in that slipstream of the Red Bull. With this being a double dose, we could be looking on the exit of Brabham there. About half a second. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make the move into White York, sorry, down to 4 and 5. We've got Daedric Prince retired from the session. Is that going to bring out a safety car? I wonder, ladies and gentlemen, where is... He is retired in the pits, in pit lane retirement, so there will be no safety cars. So thank God for that. With no safety car. Well, there is. I know that'll be the car coming out on track now. 3-second penalty for Hazard there as well in P7. 6 seconds is what he's got so far. Blackburn and Bonnie Hunt still battling it out for that P3 though. Both on the same tyres. Both put them on the same lap. Could fuel be a question? ERS. Bonnie Hunt has more, but will no doubt be needing it in the coming laps due to the fact that Blackburn is just sponging the DRS off the Alpha. He's using the Alpha, sorry, off the Red Bull ahead. Blackburn still going to try and make a move on that side. I don't think he is. I think he wants to just possibly sit in this DRS for a couple of laps and then maybe a lap or two from the end he's going to launch an attack of all the ERS, but he's lost a bit of time on the exit 12 there now. There it is, using that ERS to try and claw back some time. Very interesting gear changes as well. Blackburn down into turn 1, out of Brabham, which is turn 2, with that added DRS boost. And White York. Is it White York? White Ford, sorry. Wow, White York. Idiot. Oh dear. Anyway, Blackburn still one of the... Hazard and Ren battling out. The P6 though, but those penalties of Hazard, it is going to cost him. We've got Cookie and Jay Hawes swapping positions. We'll try out possibly an overtake for Cookie. But with those 6 seconds, he needs about a second of that.
on Jay Hawes to take this race win. I think he's pretty much got a podium solidified. Hazard and Ren, that battle we were talking about through 11 and 12, is prospering and moving forward. For some reason Hazard ahead with the DRS, Ren not able to make a move. Perfect car positioning from the Haas ahead there. Into Prost they go. Is going to be a late dive. No. Decides to think better of it given the DRS down this straight and on the exit of Brabham. I think the first corner is Ford. No, the first corner... No, York. It's not Jones. I'm just a moron. Jones, Brabham, and then White, Ford. Anyway, back to the action. Ran with only 4 or 5 laps remaining. Mr. Cookie could have played an absolute blinder. Started from the back of the grid. Currently leading us away this evening in the season opener of Premier Racing League. Jimmy Jags into the pits, possibly for that fastest lap attempt. Softs will carry him to the end as it stands. Although I do think we do have our leaders coming up on Jimmy Jags. Possible blue flags. There we have Jimmy Jags getting out of the way of the race leader, sorry, Jay Hawes and Mr. Cookie. See, this is an interesting battle on track. Still Ren and Hazard. I feel the two battles we've got going on, Jay Hawes and Cookie and Ren and Hazard, both battling it out despite one of the two kind of instead battles having time penalties, so it is kind of irrelevant and pointless. Still got Blackburn assaulting that rear end of the Red Bull. Lifting off and deciding against the move into turn 11. Needs to get a great exit out of 12. Does just that. But so does Bonnie in the Red Bull. 82% now. That AlphaTauri has. However, Bonnie is still sitting on a pretty 97. There are flags in sectors 1. Exit 1, sign last time. And Red Bull pay the Ferrari all the way back there. Bonnie run done incredibly well. Have to really take the proverbial hat off to him. Managed to still be racing at an efficient pace level, just sitting on a nice 95% ERS with only 3 laps remaining. A lot of the drivers probably down a good about 0%. Hazard's not got a lot. Dave Thompson, yeah, and JB's just, I think he's actually AI. All that. That's between Blackburn and Bonnie Run. So I very much think that's what they're going to do. They're just waiting for that last lap. Hopefully that ERS and DRS can just prove a little bit more power for Blackburn. But he does need to get all of his corners, exits from corners, stuff like that, all sorted. Can't afford to lose time on here either. Got a great exit there. Up the pit straight he goes now. Does he make this move? He does. Bonnie Hunt almost, it seems like he ran a little bit too easy for him. That's Blackburn up into the podium spots now. P3 for him. And that's, I think Jimmy Jack didn't get. Hopefully they're going to come on track. And affect people who use ghosters. That actually shouldn't matter too much. Let's see how Bonnie Hunt fights back now. A lap or two remaining. This is the only battle, close battle on track, where penalties aren't mattered. It doesn't matter between the two. We've got Bonnie Hunt making the move before the corner, but it is a double dose DRS, so he's going to be able to pull away now. Blackburn trying to keep up with that ERS usage now, but there is still one lap to go. Mr. Cookie riding on board with, in theory, our race leader, but technically it is Jay Halls with the penalties that Mr. Cookie has now. Bonnie Hunt starting at this last lap does start to burn that ERS, so is Blackburn. In theory, the best place for overtaking would be this long straight. The first of the two DRS, just before 11, so that he's got the DRS on 12 to pull away. Has Blackburn played this to a T? The ERS situation, 10% more than Bonnie Hunt in front. There is a back marker ahead of him, but he is ghosted, so it shouldn't actually matter too much. But there seems to be a little bit of hesitation from Bonnie Hunt now. I think that car possibly set him a little bit too cautious now. He's not got the move done though, Blackburn. I think he could have made a mistake here. Oh, and what's this? Krezjanos going through on his teammate. Krezjanos coming up to absolutely nowhere. Arguably ruined his teammate's attempt at P3 there. I'm not too sure how far behind Krezjanos was from Blackburn, but that could have very well just ruined Blackburn's attempt at a P3 there. Jay Hawes takes the race lead away from Mr. Cookie thanks to those penalties. Hawes is sitting behind him, knew what he needed to do for the race, executed it perfectly. Bonnie Hunt in 3, Blackburn in 4, Krezjanos in 5. I say, I'm not too sure what the teammates were quite doing. I don't think there was any team orders of any kind there, but still good enough for a P4 and 5 for AlphaTauri. Ren in P6 for Alfa Romeo. Jay Thompson, despite a great race from him, I think the strategy was what did him in the end. Only good enough for P7 for him. Hazard in P8, Stinky Pinky P9 in the Red Bull. Simon Basfan rounding us off for the point scorers in P10 with, for Ferrari, sorry, P10. JB in P11, Jimmy Jags in P12, all the DNS for Daedric Prince, RJ Blair, F1ology, TJ McGowan, Jockalacco, and DMT. I am not too sure what it's going around for. It's just long enough for me to finish the grid though. I like that. There we have it. Season 2, round 1, Australia season opener. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. Especially from Mr. Cookie there, gaining the driver of the day for his opening race. A strategy which paid dividends in the end. Watching the league going to take the race win today. His multicultural team of engineers. And there we have it for those who wish to have a look and see what the fastest laps were. The fastest lap was Jimmy Jags at 1:19.9, the only driver to do so probably with that soft attempt. Let's have a look at all the drivers, what tyres are went on for people. Or the incident, should anyone appeal time penalties or whatever they're required to do. I know certain leagues do, certain leagues don't. There you go. And the pit stops. Fastest pit stop was Daedric Prince and a Haas at 1.8. 1:08.85, the fastest pit stop. Well, so there we have it from myself and the team at PRL. We do hope that you catch us next week at the same time. Hopefully, I will be here to commentate on week 2. But for now, thanks for myself and from PRL. Good night.